Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of a freshman meandering on for 5 minutes about his future and unrealistic plans. I'm your host, Arthur Cott, and let's begin our journey. I'll try to, define my American dream throughout this video, in big air quotes, even though it's mostly audio. And, now I'd say that my American dream is to wake to a view of, some amazing view of on my balcony, just breathe in the fresh air and just stare into the mountains or the sea, and maybe also see all the latest tech gadgets in my hand. Now, the first part of achieving this dream starts where I am right now, high school. Although high school, described by many people as painful and agony, and even though high school is described as painful, I think that because there are so many elective options within the lighting community that it will contribute to my future success. Now, the ones that I want to take advantage of are specifically in the technology and business sector. For example, coding and computer repair, AP Computer Science Principles, TSI, networking, etc., stuff like that. And these will definitely help me achieve certifications and help me get closer to my goal to become a computer scientist at one of the major companies like Google or Adobe, to name a few. After graduating from high school, I think that I would move on to trying to get into MIT or the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. This has always been a dream of mine. I would want to go to this school specifically because it's one of the top schools in the nation for computer science and the like, and I think that people there would have very similar interests in mine and would also get me connections, which are very important as taught by my very good friend, as I would like to think it, Mr. Pikuchi. Now, because it has technology in the name, people automatically assume that MIT is a good school for this type of thing. I would then try to get a job at Google or Adobe, as I have said previously, and this would allow me to get more connections and, more pay to try to pay off the debt from going to an out-of-state school. Now, this would obviously take a lot of hard work, and I would probably lose a lot of sleep. For example, freshman year, I don't think it would be that bad, as semester 1 is already over, and I pretty much have all A's. Second semester, I am not so sure because I am still a freshman and have not tested out the full Latin community, but because I have TASIC for global studies and people say that he sort of is unfavorable, we'll just have to see how that plays out. Sophomore year, obviously you can take AP and stuff. People have been giving me recommendations for and against that, and I guess I'll just have to see how that will go. Junior year is when it really hypes up because that's the year that you take the SAT, and that really, colleges really depend on that to know if they want to accept you or not, and if I want to get into MIT, I certainly need to have a good SAT score. I also try to, volunteer and stuff, so, not just because they will know that I am a good person, which is kind of vain if you really think about it, but because I love helping other people, and I think that it would really bring joy to me and joy to the people that I am helping. I will also try to get that Excellence Award, because I think it would really help colleges to know I am a good student, and because it would look nice as a plaque or whatever it is on my wall, which is kind of empty at the moment. Senior year, people have told me, although I wouldn't know myself, that it is really a downhill in terms of work from the end of junior year, because senior year is just getting ready for college and stuff, and I would have to agree with that, although I wouldn't know from personal experience. But senior year, I would really love to take a lot more electives and just explore the world even more than I will do in junior year rather. And then college, MIT, great people, new people to meet. Although I know that from articles and stuff, that the teacher to student ratio is obviously a lot larger, as in there are more students to less teachers. and it is a lot less personal feeling. But I think that I will get through it and make a lot of new friends, hopefully, and connections, and that'll certainly help me to achieve my American dream of just joy and technological advancements and that view of the beach or whatever. And yeah, working through college would obviously be a lot tiring and work and a lot of all-nighters and energy containing substances like coffee, and it would probably ruin my circadian rhythm for the end of time, but I think that it would really help me to achieve my goal, which is obviously to what I've already discussed. Now, after I graduate university, I'd love to work for Google or Adobe or firms like that and get a job there. And I would love Google especially because people are on the internet tell me that Google is a great company to work for. They're very personal and give a lot of great amenities. And I'd love to work for one of the top technological innovators in the industry. And it would certainly help me to achieve that American dream. Now, looking back, I think this American dream would certainly say something about society, that people would have to constantly strive for something in order to be happy. It certainly says something about humans, that action really makes us happy, and that being in a constant state of happiness or sadness really both drive someone to be depressed. And it would certainly have to make us ask ourselves, is being materialistic really bad? And does having an idealist perspective really hurt your perception on the world? Until I know the answer to both questions, I am not really able to talk about this further. But I will say that my American dream, in more expansive terms, is to live probably in the hills or somewhere outside of Surrey in Canada, because the views there are amazing. The hills being Hollywood Hills in California. And I would also love to just have all the latest technological advancements like TVs and whatever, materialistically speaking, and that view, of course. And having friends is the most important part, although I did not include that in my essay, and I'll probably fix that. And I just love to live my life, although I will be stoic about this, and whatever really comes upon through my way, I will be content with. This has been a guy rambling on for about 9 minutes now about his future ambitions. Thank you for listening to my rambling. Good night.